Hey people, it's Jerlene and I'm live. It's been a moment. I'm gonna sit here just for a moment in case somebody decides they want to join me. Um, I know I was supposed to go live on Sunday, then I said I was going Monday, and now it's Wednesday. Had something to do, and this is secondary to things that I have to do. Yet I see some people have joined me. Yay! I'm excited. So it's Jerlene, live from Long Beach, California. I'm a mama with a voice, not afraid to use it. Coming live to you with all Politricks are local on a Wednesday night. Um, it's this political season is interesting, y'all. And I have to say, I think I've feel a little over my head just trying to keep up with information and not like I'm like, what's important? So I don't know how many people actually got an opportunity to check me out. Wait, I gotta pull myself up here so I can see if I'm actually live. I'm just talking. I see some folks have joined me. Um, Give me just a second. Let's see. All right. I see myself. I see myself. All right. So again, it's Jerlene Tatum. All Politricks are local. I don't know if folks had an opportunity to listen to my last my last commentary. It was not this past Sunday, it was the Sunday before. And I've been sharing some technical stuff, like where do you get information? Where do you go? How do you find out about candidates? I've been sharing some opinion, not too much opinion. And so before I even get started, let's first of all, I am not professional media. I am just somebody who has a voice and have decided to use it. I'm a mama with a voice and I've decided to use it. I think my new tagline needs to be I'm a free Black woman in America. And so there's been questions or um, interest. I'll say interest in me using my voice and some criticism. I've received some criticism like, who do I think I am? So I just want to remind people I'm a free Black woman in America. That's who I am. And I live in Long Beach. I'm a mom, got children, entrepreneur. And I'm about being involved. I'm about getting information, seeking information and checking it out. So the last time I went live, I talked about some things that were a little bit on the technical side. I was showing people like where they can go, what candidates are running. So we have an election. Our election is going to be June 7th. That is the primary election. The election following that is in November. So what will most likely happen? So there's a lot of candidates in some of these races. And let's see if I can pull up my candidate list. I forgot. It's 40 plus candidates in the race right now, in the various races just in the city of Long Beach. So in the city of Long Beach, we have a city manager type government, and that means, and we also a city manager and city council style government. So there's a mayor, and then there's 9 council districts. So if you live in Long Beach, you most likely live in a council district. If you don't know where you live, I highly suggest you take the time to find out who your representative is. In Long Beach, we are having elections for our odd number districts. So that's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. All of those councilmatic districts are up for election right now. We're also having elections in the city attorney position, city auditor, city prosecutor, and the mayor. So this is going to be a really big election. I mean, it's not a presidential election. Usually presidential elections bring out so many more people to come out to vote. But all politics are local, like they really are. The things like I'll give an example. Our current mayor is running for Congress. So, we think about Congress. Congress is at a much higher level than our city government. Well, just think, he went through a process of being over. He was a council member, then a mayor, and then he's running for a higher office. So somewhere, and this is, I believe, kind of common for our federal and state elected officials to have started in local jurisdictions. So that's why it's so important for us to know who's running. And let's see. Oh, I was going to bring up my candidate list. The last time I talked about mayor, and I just kind of touched on some of the candidates. I read the candidate statements, those that had submitted statements. I talked about like what the cost was associated for someone actually submitting a statement. It is not cheap. It's not cheap to run for an office, public office. That is why council people, or that's why politicians or those who desire to be in political seats raise money, because they have to be able to pay for this. Um, we also have a school board race that's taking place, which is also our odd number districts, number 1, number 3, and number 5. Those seats are also up for position as well. And then there's an assembly seat and congressional seat. So something that I forgot to mention, or I did not show information about in the last one, it was our assembly seat. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull that information up, because I did not share that last time and I said that I was. So before I get into some more opinionated stuff, because I'm going to share my opinion tonight. And something that was interesting, as I pull this up, I got to get my screen ready for this. Something that was very, very interesting. And someone had made a comment. They're like, just tell us, just tell us who you're supporting and stop all this stuff. Well, what is the fun in that? I know I could spend like anytime I want going live and telling people who I think is the best candidate, but it's not about what I think is the best candidate. It's about how people are engaged in this process and where we fit in this process, and how this process works. Now, I might share who candidates that I'm giving rah-rah for, and I might not. If I do, it's my choice. So anyway, I'm going to pull up something that I did not do last time, and I had mentioned we have an assembly race that's happening, and let's see. Here we go. So I did not share this information last time because I had not prepared it. I prepared, so I'm going to show this right now. Okay, let me pull it up. So what I've just done, I've just pulled up the county recorder's web page, and to show the candidates that are running for the state assembly in our area. So right now, our current assembly member is Patrick O'Donnell. He is not going for reelection. So multiple people have got in the race, and those people are Al Austin. He's a current 8th district council member. I believe he's on his 3rd term as a council member. I need to look that up to verify. There's a woman named Janet Foster. I had an opportunity to meet Janet Foster at a forum, not a forum, a brunch several weeks ago. Josh Lowenthal. Josh Lowenthal is the son to Bonnie and Alan Lowenthal. So Alan Lowenthal is our current congressional member that is also retiring, who has multiple candidates running for that seat, including Robert Garcia, who is the mayor of Long Beach, and then Mary Tahiri. I'm just now noticing Mary's name. I actually received a message from Mary earlier. She did watch one of my videos. So it's really exciting, though, to see how many people are involved in the democratic process. So again, just kind of going over this list, if you look, we have Al Austin, Janet Foster, Josh Lowenthal, Mary Tahiri. Or Tahiri. I'm gonna have to definitely figure out how to properly state her name. But I found this on the county recorder's website, lavote.gov, and I didn't share this before, but I wanted people to know. So going back to, so let me stop this. And let me go back to me. Okay, so one thing that's interesting, let me see if I can do this right now. We have 9 council members and a mayor in the city of Long Beach. And currently we have our 1st district council member is running for reelection. Our 3rd district council member, Susie Price, is running for mayor. Our 5th district council member is not running, and a current school board member is running for that seat, as well as some other candidates, which I mentioned their names the last time. It's 5, 7. Our 7th district council member is rerunning for election. Our 9th district council member is running for mayor. Oh, and our 8th district council member, whose seat is not open right now for up for election, is running for assembly. So let's go back. 1, 2 that are running for reelection, 1st and 7. And then we have 3, 9. Oh, and then I didn't mention the mayor. We have 3, 8, 9, and the mayor that are running for new offices. So we have 4 people on the council currently running for office, running for new office, and we have 2 running for reelection. Okay, so yeah, I'm using my fingers, y'all. I'm using my fingers. I should have my little whiteboard with me right now. Hold on, I'm gonna have to try to figure this out. So we got 4 and 2, 6 of the 9 council members are running for election right now. Did y'all watch the council meeting the other night? Last night? That's why it took me so long to go live tonight, because I wanted to watch that meeting. They don't look like they gelling right now. I wonder if it has anything to do with many of them have chosen sides and did endorsements. And I know I still need to talk about endorsements, y'all. I'm gonna get to that. I'm not gonna talk about that tonight. But 6 of the 9 council and the mayor are all running for election. So if they're all running for election, who's actually taking care of us right now? Huh. So let me do something real quick. Let's hold on. I want to share this. If anyone is watching, I'm putting this. So right now I am streaming to my uh I'm streaming to my personal Facebook page. I'm streaming to my page, and I'm also streaming to YouTube. So if you're watching me right now, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here. Share a comment, ask a question. On my personal page, I am sharing a link. If anyone wants to jump on with me right now, you're welcome to jump on with me. Next week, I'm going to be inviting folks, candidates, to come and join me. All right, so let's see. I don't have many people watching right now, but it's all good. If anybody has any comments or anything, please let me know. Okay, so we got 6 people running for office. What kind of energy is this creating in our city right now? And what's very interesting of these different seats, the how folks have chosen sides. So we have 2 current council people running for mayor. Now, I talked about this a little bit last time. We have our 9th district council member running for mayor and the 3rd district council member running for mayor. And it's been some petty going on, y'all. And I didn't get to prepare my petty of the week, but there's some petty going on. And there's some things that I've been noticing that are making me ask questions. Like, there was a major event on Sunday in central Long Beach area that crossed multiple districts. The Cambodian celebration, an annual celebration, Khmer celebration. What was interesting, the Cambodian representative, or the person who is identified as a Cambodian representative that sits on the council, was not present. And the vice mayor was not present, who's the 9th district council member. And I wondered why. Like, I'm like, is this some political thing going on? People had shared some things with me, and it had to do with someone not being given access to be able to speak and such or whatever. Really? Our elected officials, although they have specific councilmatic districts that they are responsible to and for, they are still supposed to be stewards of the people of the city, especially those that are running for higher office that expands outside of the office, outside of their current office. So that was something that I noticed, which it makes me concerned. And then again, like when I watched the city council meeting from last night, normally during the process of the city council meeting, after an agenda item is put forth, like if you haven't ever watched a council meeting, you should watch it. There's some personalities. It's yes, I torture myself. Yes, they are a little bit boring, but there were some crucial items or interesting items on the agenda. One of them had to do with Martin Luther King Day Park, and one of them had to do with pickleball. I think I want to take a pickleball. Yeah, I have no idea what it is. I haven't even had a chance to Google it yet, but pickleball must be some new craze because they were like raving about it. It was really interesting. But what I noticed in the meeting, normally after a council item is brought forward, all of the council members kind of go through and they all like pat each other on the back and, good job, council member so and so. And this is excellent that you brought this forward. It was interesting that for two items that had been brought forward, that was and this they're usually led by a council member, led by one of the council members running for mayor. There was no hoorays, hurrahs, pats on the backs, platitudes, pontification that took place from the other council members in acknowledging them. And I was like, this looked like some bullying going on to me. So anyway, y'all should watch it. It was quite interesting. And maybe it's just me, and maybe I need to get a life and I need to start watching city council meetings, because I noticed that and something did not seem right. Um, okay, yeah, I see someone with this pickleball. Pickleball is pickleball is so fun. Okay, I don't even know what pickleball is. Um All right, so let me go back. Oh, I got kind of. Uh-oh, how do we hide that? Okay, let's see. I do have some notes. Um, I have not really been out to too many events this week. Um, just I've had a lot going on the last few days, so kind of been occupied. But I did get an opportunity to meet. I did get an opportunity to meet one of the candidates that is running for the 7th District Council office. Uh, Last name Cortez. Um, Something that I observed, that I've observed, not only when this young man, his name is I can't remember his first name, last name is Cortez. I'd have to go to my list real quick. That's running for 7th District Council member, young, and when I say young, younger than me. Actually saw his mother, met his mother, and had a chat with his mother. There is this youthfulness, and there is I would say, an innocence about the desire to run for office. And it's not malicious, it is hope. And I had an opportunity to talk to him. He was in my neighborhood, on my street, doing a neighborhood cleanup. So I just walked out and introduced myself, and completely green to the process. And actually, I hope he's not watching right now, because I did friend him on Facebook, but completely green to the process. But it wasn't it, and I realized that in a conversation with him and several other candidates the prior week at the brunch that was hosted by Dan Pressburg, there's a lot of people who are in this race, in the various races, that just want different. They believe in the democratic process. The sad part about it is that the individuals who have been in this political game, for some of them for decades, that have these really strong relationships, and I don't even want to call them healthy relationships. Some of these relationships just seem like a quick what is it, you scratch your back, I scratch your type of relationship. But the amount of money that it's involved just in order to run a race. Now, I don't know who's watching right now, but I know I heard that in order for a mayoral candidate to run, they're going to have to raise almost $1 million. So someone's going to have to raise $1 million to probably get about 20,000 votes. I can think of so many other things where this money can go, right? And then there was candidates, for example, that are on the and I showed candidate statements. I showed ballot designations the last time, which interesting, I could not find them today. I think some of these ballot designations have been challenged. Oh, and that means another candidate can say, I don't like how you designated yourself, so you need to change. And then they file some kind of form, and then they have to go through some process to change it. Yet I shared that last time. But some of the candidates could not, or the mayoral candidates could not afford to pay for their candidate statement to be printed, meaning that when the ballots come out, it'd be printed on the ballot. Because I believe it was $1,600. That was just for English. I gave the numbers last time. So just thinking about the type of money that is involved just in campaigning. And so you have this large group of people, and I'm going to pull this. Let me pull this up real quick. Let's go. Here, let me share this so that you all can see what I'm talking about. So I shared this before. This is just the Long Beach This is just for the Long Beach offices. Okay. So this is the list of candidates. So, like I said, I shared this before: mayor, city attorney, city auditor, city prosecutor, council district 1, council district 3, 5, 7, 9. So, a lot of these offices, for example, there are 6 people running for mayor. Some of these people have never run for office before. They just decided that they wanted something new and different, and that they could be that new and different. So they got in the race. You look at the first district council office, you have same thing. For example, I shared a video that Lee Charlie, council candidate Lee Charlie, had shared with me. And it wasn't, and again, it wasn't to promote him as a candidate, but it was to show what he's been encountering when he's out there doing his campaigning. Um, but if you just see the number of people that are running, now take a look at District 3. Hopefully you guys can see this as I'm moving it. The District 3, there are 6 people in that race. So again, these are people who want to be a part of the democratic process. They believe that they have something different to offer that has been offered. And it's really interesting because the criticism that I continue to hear, or I don't want to say criticism, the um stated qualifications for some of these positions are, well, I was in office for blah 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 time. Okay, well, one time you weren't in office. So using, so it's kind of like it's not a fair playing ground. And something that's also that's interesting is that especially when we think about the people who are running for reelection. Folks that are running for reelection, they already have access. They have access to community. They have access to community organizations. They have access to city staff. They have access to resources. So they're able to continue their name recognition by utilizing the resources they already have. People who don't have that don't have it. So it's kind of like they're going in, it's like this uphill battle that many of these people have. And again, just in the conversation that I'm having with some of these candidates, they believe in the democratic process and they want something different. And I shared this I believe in the last live where I talked about the different endorsement places, like for example the Democratic Club, and I had sat in one of those meetings. And if you're not a Democrat, you can't play, right? You can't be present. So if you're not a member of these different organizations, you don't get these endorsements, right? Because you're not even invited to the party. And so again, it's like this uneven playing ground. So as you're taking a look at these candidates, the reality is some of these candidates are not going to make it. So come June 7th, they're the majority. If you have 50% plus one, you win outright. Okay. Since there are so many candidates in these races, we're going to see a lot of runoffs. Now, there's possibilities for landslides, meaning that there may be a candidate that gets in there and just takes that 50% plus one, and then that's the end of the race. Otherwise, this political nutty season and this season of pettiness, we're going to have to deal with this through November. I'm not looking forward to it because even in the commentary that I've been sharing, I've been getting criticism. I'm reminding people I'm not the one running for office. I'm not the one running for office. So my character is not up for question. We need to be looking at the characters of these candidates. I keep hearing words of some of the candidates are bullies. Watch them. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I see someone has a comment here. Thanks for here. This is a lot. I'm just going to show it. Thanks for talking about this. It's a onerous task running for office. Yeah, so this is Robert Fox. Robert Fox actually ran for council two years back. Wow, I think 2020. Wow, it's been that long. So this is he's got some thoughts. Mr. Fox has a lot of thoughts always, y'all. So if y'all not ready for the Discord, don't have it with Mr. Fox. Okay. So going back to folks who are currently what they call the incumbents, they have a winning edge, right? They're going to be able to reach more people. So when these mailers that go out, they're expensive. And something that's interesting about these mailers, just something so y'all know. So most of these candidates, not most, I don't know, I can't say all. Some of these candidates have campaign managers. And these campaign managers manage at different levels, right? They have campaign managers and they have fundraisers. So I'd share before, these fundraisers, they like charge like almost 20% on what is fundraised. So just know when you're writing that check to support your favorite candidate, that all may not go to your favorite candidate. It may be going to fund your fundraiser, right? Even when that fundraiser, it ain't their relationship. But often with these, some of these campaign managers, they will find a print house, right? And the print house is the person who prints the collaterals, the mailing and the such. I don't know if I've received anything in my mail lately for any candidates, but they print it. There may be a markup on that printing cost. Sometimes those campaign managers get a cut off that printing cost. Just a FYI, y'all. Just a FYI. Because y'all may be looking at these financials, which I'm gonna share some financials, and be like, wow, they're not paying very much for their campaign consultant. No, they're not, because they're getting a cut off of the print. So that's something I learned that a long, long time ago. So it's just really interesting. So because campaigning is big money for somebody. Campaigning is big money for somebody. Also, just be whenever, and this is happening, or I'm observing this in one particular race, a candidate having expenses that are may not be necessarily reported, right? That's not legal. Anything that is spent on a campaign needs to be reported unless it's called an independent expenditure. Now, independent expenditures, they exist in the realm of our city council races, our assembly races, our congressional races. Those are independent expenditures. That means that somebody really likes a candidate, decides that they're going to create some kind of mailer or ad or promotional for that candidate, but that candidate has no say in it. So a mailer may go out and that candidate has never seen it, supposedly never seen it, doesn't necessarily know about it. They know the group supports them, and it goes out to a batch of voters. That's called an independent expenditure. So when you're receiving, okay, I think I have some old ones here. Y'all don't talk about me. Please don't talk about me, because I got old stuff from like a couple years ago. Oh yeah, I got old stuff from a couple years ago. So for example, this is from 2020, right? The election, I know 20, is it 20 with 2020, 2019, something 20, whatever, a long time ago. This right here, it says paid for by the Long Beach Firefighters Association Local 372. This advertisement was not authorized or paid for by the candidate or for this office or committee controlled by a candidate for this office. So that means, and this was an old mailer, all right. This mailer went out on behalf of this candidate. That candidate did not know about it, but the candidate may have known that they had support from this specific association, but they were not aware of this mailer. So that's something that, as you begin to receive your mailing, take a look who paid for it. Who paid for it, and what are your thoughts about those who paid for it? Is that a value system that aligns with yours? Now, in the school board race is different, and I'm just gonna have to talk about that. And there was a mailer that went out the week before last. I am going to have to just talk just about that. I'm not going to go into that right now. But the school board race, there may be independent expenditures, but there's no limits in what someone can spend. So, for example, there is a candidate that has been endorsed by the Teachers Association of Long Beach, and the Association of Long Beach will most likely absorb all costs associated to that candidate running. Now, I'm going to talk about that at another time because I'm very passionate about that. I'm not going to talk about that right now. So, but still, when you receive that mailer, take a look who paid for it. Now, when a candidate pays for a mailer, let's see if I have any candidate paid for mailers. Nope, this one was paid for by somebody else. That should be a concern of y'all, right? Okay, who's actually paying to put this person in office and why? Okay, so this right here, this is an old one. This was actually paid for by a candidate. So this is a guy who ran for city council several years back. He lost. Interesting, he ended up working for a council member. We're not even going to talk about that because that's not what I'm talking about. But that's Politricks right there. But it was paid for by the committee, by that council committee. So when you receive these different mailers, take a look at who it was paid for by, and then also on these, you're going to see different things that have like endorsements and stuff. So I know I'm putting a lot of information out there right now. Let me look at my notes. Huh. Actually, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover for today. I didn't want to spend too much time with y'all today. And I know this is probably very boring, but there has to be like how where do we intersect and engage into this process? And are you, if there's an opportunity, oh, so something I did want to promote or share, and I had reached out to the organizer. So give me just a moment. Let me find this. So there is something that is happening tomorrow. Give me just a second. All right, so let me share this. Being my own technician. All right, share. Okay, hopefully y'all can see this. Uh-oh. There. So this right here is happening tomorrow. I did reach out to someone. I think I didn't do it in a timely manner to ask to ask uh, um, if they could to come and talk about what this event is. But this is an opportunity that's happened tomorrow night for if you want to learn about some of the mayor's candidates and their involvement with, I believe, cannabis and their beliefs around that. So I just saw that this is an opportunity. It's free. There's a Zoom link. I don't believe all mayoral candidates are going to be attending. But that's okay because the candidates are going to be attending are probably candidates that don't have the money to drop $100,000 or $50,000 or $20,000 on mailers. So, if you want to just check out these candidates, this is free. This right here is posted on the I'll share it. I'll share it on my page. But this is posted on in a political group called Long Beach Politics. So that group exists. Just I'll go to Facebook, put in Long Beach Politics. I don't know if you have to be approved to join it or not, but it's a place where there's information, but you got to be able to sort out the crap from the good stuff because some of it is just babble. I'm gonna be real. Some of it is just people just expressing their feelings and thoughts. And it's little can get a little emotional. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down. I just wanted to try to keep my commitment to being able to doing this once a week. I will be back on Sunday. I'm hoping that some candidates can join me on Sunday. I have reached out to some folks, and I'm just gonna give them. I'm gonna ask a few questions just to get to know who they are. Again, I am not under any. I'm not attached to any local media. I'm not getting paid. Um, my platform, I have less than 2,000 viewers right now, or 2,000, I would say, friends on Facebook. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my page. So I will share, but subscribe, like if you have questions, you think things that I should look into. I have received a lot of information just in this past week about some candidates, and I'm really trying to figure out like what is decent to share, what is not decent to share. Like I said, I got a lot of crap just from my commentary from last week. That's not going to deter me. I'm going to keep on using my voice. Like I said, I'm a free Black woman in America. You don't like it, you swipe on. Swipe on, baby. Swipe on. It's all good. Anyway, thank you. It's Jerlene. All politics are local here. Talk of the town to engage, inform, inspire. Hopefully, I made you laugh. Although I don't think I told any jokes tonight. I don't even think, I'm kind of like real focused. But please follow my page. On my page, there's opportunities. Like I'm sharing information. I have been kind of busy this past week, and so I have not shared as much as I would like. But I will be going in deeper. Like I said, I am working to be as tactful as possible, and uh, there's no desire to be for me to offend anyone. It's not my intent. Yet I will say this. It's been noted that Jerlene's controversial. No, what's controversial should be the information that I'm sharing. Okay. That is what should be viewed controversial, but not me. So if your attention is on me and not on the information that I'm sharing, then you don't even need to be watching my page. All right, folks, I will see you soon. And please keep the information, keep hit me up in the DMs with information, directing me with things to talk about, and stay engaged. Everything you need, it's out there, all the information. If there's an opportunity for you to go to a meet and greet, coffee with the candidate, show up. Just show up. And just because you show up does not mean you support the candidate. It means that you believe in the democratic process and you want to get the information so that you can be an informed voter. All right. Good night, people.